Hey, what's up everyone? Give me 1 second, yo. I'm just gonna edit the thumbnail real quick, and we're gonna be talking about Wwe 2K20 stuff at the moment. So be sure to stay tuned. Sup, oh, Kraken, what's up? Sup, Prestige Duty, what's up, what's up, what's up? Appreciate you doing that for me. Really appreciate that. But yeah, give me a second, yo. And the camera is just covered up for the moment because I'm just adjusting something right now. And yeah, we'll get right into it just a moment. So, thumbnail, yep. Yeah, you gotta manually do this, so I don't know why YouTube's doing that. It's like, why did he letting us do that? You know, it's just, why did he make us have to like put a thumbnail like at the thing? Like, I mean, yeah, we could customize it, but why not through the PS4? You know what I'm saying? That's just what I feel like they could have done. But we're about to get right in this in a moment, and I just want to discuss something real quick in terms of Wwe 2K20. So, stay tuned. So, hold up. Okay, schedules, yep. Oh yeah, I did mention something in the last stream that, what was it, Nostalgia Saturdays, or Nostalgia Saturdays. Nostalgia Madness is where I played WrestleMania 19 for all of you the past Saturday. And I did mention that for some reason that there was something going to be happening that may involve me leaving the room or the studio or something like that. Don't worry about that actually, because that was actually a mix-up. So, we're all good. We're all good here. So, don't worry about that. But I do appreciate y'all just dropping by the like and everything, but we're gonna play some Wwe 2K19 real soon now, so be right there. So, okay. Change description. Yep. Save. Alright. Let's go to your channel. Yep. No, stay page. Alright. Alright. Camera removed. Alright. So, what is up everyone? Hold up, I need to adjust this camera real quick. Perfect, nice. But, so, all of you are wondering about like, what's with the title? Well, if you're not noticing that next Tuesday, is when WWE 2K20 drops, and I've already pre-ordered the game, so definitely stay tuned for that. So, I want to discuss something involving Wwe 2K20. Well, I have been seeing the gameplay and the footage as of late, and personally, let's just say I'm kinda mixed upon it. Yes, I'm very mixed upon it. Thank you, Family Otaku, appreciate that. But yeah, Wwe 2K20. I feel like there's a lot of things that are going kinda back and forth. Just stopping in just to say hi since I have a headache. Oh, okay, cool to you. Appreciate you coming by though. Appreciate it. But right, Wwe 2K20, I feel like there's just so many things that I feel 2K kind of mistaken with for the game itself. Because I feel like, in my honest opinion, I have been playing wrestling games throughout the past several years, including Wwe 2K19, which we're about to play in just a moment. And for Wwe 2K20, a lot of great features are new. But, for what I've been noticing, it seems like day one, when it drops, a lot of things are not going to be working so well for the game itself. And what I mean by this is like, I have noticed that the graphics haven't really been so up to par as of late, and it's essentially the same as 2K19. But, I will give it this. I think that Wwe 2K20 just needs a revamp overall. So, I have an announcement to make, and that is that starting by next January or so, I am going to be beginning a new series called WWE 2K Once. And what that series is about is basically just describing what I would want for WWE 2K to do for the game. And they probably may not even hear this for the most part, but really I just want to express my thoughts on this because I just really feel like nowadays wrestling games is not the same anymore. I feel like that's the case now. But I really feel like there's so many things they gotta really like adjust themselves with, because I mean I do understand that Wwe 2K20 is a development team. You know, what was it? Ukes used to be the developer throughout wrestling games throughout the past 20 years, but this year they had actually left the team itself, and it's left with Wwe 2K to go with another developer, Visual Concepts, which is they just started. So I understand why they weren't able to add like so many big features that we've all wanted, like GM mode, where just like you're the general manager throughout the game, which was one of the best things out there. A lot of new match types we've all wanted, like the I Quit match, the special guest referee match, freaking Inferno matches, many things like that. And I just feel like there's just so many things they can really improve on. And with 32K coming up, the series that I'm about to do, let's just say I have a lot to say in regards to that. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go to a party and just play some 32K19 with my friends right now, and I'm gonna join a party. So, whenever, let's say I'm like eliminated from the competition, which is because usually there's like 3 of us just playing, and one of us usually gets eliminated. So let's say if I get out of the match for some reason, I'll just mute them for the moment, and then we could just talk. So, about 32K20 and stuff. Thank you, who's that? Ubi Allen. What's up, man? What's up? But yeah, we go ahead and just go to the party. Be right back. Here we go. So yeah, we're playing with, there's a channel that you should definitely check out. His name is Captain JB Shizzle. He is one of my... He's usually the person I get to play a lot when it comes to 32K games throughout the years. And yeah, we usually talk about some stuff about 2K20 or usually about 30 overall. But yeah, he does a lot of games himself. Let me see. Let me get his channel pulled up for y'all, so that way you can go ahead and subscribe to him, you know. So hold up, Captain JB says Leo. So yeah, he's reached he's at 1.2 thing. Okay, yeah, he reached his spot there. So yeah, I really suggest you check him out though, for sure. So let me get this stream up real quick. Channel. Alright. But yeah, enjoy the game, and we're just gonna play, you know. We might even discuss some stuff about 2K20, you may never know. What's up, Will? What's up? The Fiend let him in, yeah. I'll be playing as the Fiend for sure when he drops, Ubi. I'll definitely play as him. But yeah, check out Captain JB Shizzle. That's his channel. His name is J-Man. You may hear me call him J-Man. That's his name, but you should call him. But check his channel out. But let's go to this party. Let's go. Yeah, he's at the, he usually does this all the time too, is like, Jamin just usually, he usually just watches some stuff on the computer for a good bit, until we start. But, I guess we could talk for a good bit here. But, who was it? Okay, I can't believe tomorrow is Wednesday. Yeah, it's hard to believe that, really, because it's like, I feel like time has been moving so fast that it's just been going on and on for so long. I really feel that's the case. But yeah, for day 2K20, I just feel like there was just a lot of things they really need to improve on, like not only just gameplay and stuff, but I really feel like they really just need a lot. Hey, Toxic Q. Oh, Trolling God, what's up? What's up, man? How's your day been going? But yeah, I just feel like Wwe 2K just needs a big revamp, a big overhaul for the game itself, for like future wrestling games overall. And I just feel like they really need a bigger step up compared to what they're doing this year. Because I mean, this year they've added a lot that I feel like they did a good job on, but then on the other side of it, it's like they're not doing a good job. Like, there's a few features they've added that was cool and stuff, but yet there's like a few things that just didn't go on and stuff. It's okay, you can call me Toxic, that's my nickname. Oh, okay. Cool with me, Trolling God. Or Toxic, I should say. Sup, I love Bush B. Oh yeah, what's up, man? What's up? We're just talking about Wwe 2K20. And yeah, I'll read your comments in a moment, but I'm gonna explain this real quick just about Wwe 2K20 for those who have been like following Wwe 2K20 as of late. Because for those who do not know, WWE 2K20 dropped next Tuesday. Yes, you're correct, so Tuesday. Next Tuesday, Wwe 2K20 is dropping. But yeah. Yeah. Alright, so yeah. Wwe 2K20. If you have seen like gameplay videos of it, I feel like they really made sort of a step down this year. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna get the game itself because of what's going on with the game, but I just really feel like they really need a major step up with WWE games, because for those who have played like PS2 games for wrestling, PS1, even like retro games from like the past, even like maybe like the arcade wrestling, maybe, because I feel like the best thing they did for Wwe 2K20 this year is they've added like a lot of like fantasy-ish elements. Like this year they've added like zombies, they've added like candy cane weapons. I'm like, that's very out of the ordinary, and I think that's really cool. Like, I mean, I know there's people out there that really like to have like a real life simulation type wrestling game, like NBA 2K for example. They have been doing a good job with their games on their side of it, and I really feel like they're doing their job with that. So I feel like, why not take notes from that game and then just implement it for future wrestling games? You know what I'm saying? I just really feel like they could really step up their game. I just really feel like that's the case. And not only do I want just like new match types, new gameplay, new roster members. Like, I mean, this year they've added a lot of cool people for wrestlers, but the big issue is that I've noticed throughout Twitter and over pretty much all over social media is that for some reason many roster members that we see currently on TV somehow don't appear in the game. I don't know if it's like a contract issue or something that they've had to like go through in order to be in the game, but I really feel like they need to really make a step up for the game itself. And that's why I feel like doing the series Wwe 2K20, which is the series I'm about to do in the future, where I get to discuss Wwe 2K games, and I just feel like they need to really go full out and just add what they can to the game. But I think it looks like J-Man is ready to play, so... Hey, by the way, J-Man's my friend, so we're about to play some Wwe 2K. So yeah. Me do. Sup? J-Man? Sup? Okay, here we go.
Make sure my mic good as well.
Sup?
I was trying to make sure everybody get on here and stuff.
Oh yeah, cool. Sup, Jenny? What's up? Sup, Ricky? Toxic? What's up? Did you see Gemini Man yet? Phantasm? Not yet, Ricky. I'm planning to see that soon as maybe this weekend. I feel like this weekend's gonna be the case when I'll play it. But let me see. Who should I be? I'll be Johnny Gargano. Let's go with that. But yeah, I'll be sure to see Gemini Man soon, Ricky. It looks like it is going to be a good movie, though, I'm not going to lie. Because, I mean, you have Will Smith fighting against Will Smith. Like, what cannot be better than that? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, 2K20 is next Tuesday. I got the SmackDown edition, which is like probably the expensive one of the bunch, which is like $130, and it may not be worth it to some people, but I feel like there's just a lot you could do with it. I don't know. What's up, Queen Mercury? What's up? Let's go.
Ow. I do have concerns with the game as well. On well, thanks. I've been having some views on it so far, and obviously I'm still good because I like rest and everything. I want to make content on it, but I don't know. For me, I got to play for myself. For me, graphics, I feel like I maybe somewhat the downgrade, but I don't know. For me personally, I don't mind it really. The game, because the majority of the time we play online with you guys and just stuff like that. But other than that, I don't know. I got to play for myself, judge it really. Because, gameplay so far, it looks going good. Lighting is a little bit off at times, but for me personally, I don't know. Probably just me, because I don't know. Maybe it's around me, but I don't mind it that much.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
I can see because I feel like you left. They had to really rebuild this game. Like, I don't know how much to a certain extent, but like you can tell.
Yeah, that's true. Like, it's, for me, it's like, I mean, essentially it's kind of like 2K19, but it's just, maybe like, yeah, you're right with the lighting and stuff. It's like, somewhat, maybe it's a little too dark for some wrestlers, I don't know. But I feel like, but yeah, like you said, it's like, usually when it comes to like wrestling games, I like playing with you and OG. And it's one of the best things about it, for me personally, when it comes to like online and stuff. And hopefully online is good this year though. Like, they have added like online lobbies to the game this now. Like, they have like a setup to where you can like organize your lobby and stuff, I believe.
Yeah.
And
yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know how I feel about the controls itself. Like, I play for myself so far. I'm not a big fan how they redo the controls. Being honest, I don't know. Maybe it's different. Man, I gotta keep playing. That always getting on time. I don't know. Maybe I gotta retry focus so far on that way the control scheme is for this game.
Yeah, it's true. Like I haven't got to try it out as well, obviously, but I think the control system at first glance seems weird in its own way. Like,
well, of course, because like it was weird because we still used to go since the 2K15. You know what I'm saying? Like the R2 now it's a triangle or Y.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not judge. I gotta play for myself to see, man. I was like, that's the game because it's like the only like wrestling game out there update really. So.
Yeah, that's true. Like, another thing is, like, what I've been seeing is, like, there's been, like, glitches and, like, some hair collision problems from what I've been hearing about. But, I mean, it is day one so far, so, I mean, who knows, like, they could patch up the game itself here and there, but, I mean, no, they're actually going to patch Create a Championship, which is, I'm surprised they even, like, they don't have it on disc yet, but, I mean, it's somewhat understandable that, like, the company doesn't have, like, they have to, like, redo things from scratch in order to get some stuff in. But it's just strange how they would have to, like, patch it in just to get it on disc. And, I mean, a lot of us do want, like, new roster members or just people to be in like, an update patch or something, but usually they go through, like, DLC through each year, like packs or superstores throughout each year, but this year is a lot different. I mean, there's a lot of questions about like the new DLC they have, because this year is like story-driven type DLC, and from what I've noticed, it's just, I mean, they do have like this new character, the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, as like a pre-order bonus, I believe, and along with that stuff, you get like alternate attires for like pre-existing wrestlers, but they're all like maybe like zombified or monstified. I don't know if you could describe it that way, but I feel like they really, I like the idea they did that, just because like the whole fantasy like element of it just sticks out from the rest of the like features that they have throughout the game. And I know there's many people who enjoy like, who want to make the game more realistic, but then there's an audience who wants like to make it more like an arcadey type game. And it's like, why not just, for me personally, I think they just need to make it like 50-50. Like make these arcadey options like optional, or like, I mean it's cool they have it. Not gonna lie, it looks interesting to play, but it's just, I feel like making it like a split thing would kind of like, I think, make both sides happy, who like the realism and the wackiness of the game. Like, what I'm surprised about is like they've added like only one new match type, and that is mixed tag matches. And yet, like, we do have the wacky stuff, but we don't have like the Inferno match of all matches. We don't have that, and we can't just include it for some reason. It's weird they did that, and I really feel like they could step up that next thing for them when it comes to like 2K21, when that comes out next year. And overall, I'll play it. It's just, I guess you could say it's a little, maybe underwhelming, I would say. But yeah, I just really feel like they could go into the right direction to have new features implemented. But I guess it's somewhat understandable just to have it like not too many new features, just because of the addition of having visual concepts rather than the recently deported Ukes. And Ukes is making their own wrestling game, from what I've been hearing about as of late, and it could be for another wrestling company, which most of us are thinking it's AEW, with Jericho and Kenny Omega. Like, it could be Ukes looking at them, but they're saying it could be like another developer for like, who have made like, what was it, like WrestleMania 2000 for the Nintendo 64 for that game. And as for 2K21, I feel like maybe it's time they need to like step up the game, now that another wrestling company is like probably gonna take over with their game, and maybe try to get competition, like fights, out of 2K to make the game better. But I mean, I'm not gonna say it's like a guarantee they'll make it better, but at least take upon like fan service or like fan requests. I mean, and I did see this one interview from like a babyface a WWE 2K YouTuber by the name of Chris Dankops. He interviewed with the developers of 32K, and even brought up to mention that about like fan service of having like where is GM mode or these other features. And according to the developers, most of the ideas are put on like a back burner, meaning like they're saving up some stuff for like future games so they can like focus on the modes we want for the current upcoming game for 32K. But I feel like I mean, it's understandable again with like visual concepts and all being a part of it. But I mean, who knows? Like, we could get like 20 to 50 different features for next year. But for now, it's like it's more of a stepping stone to begin with. But having to like start up from scratch, and I can imagine how difficult it would be. But obviously, I'm not like a game developer who knows like the coding and the system of making wrestling games and stuff. But here's how I would see it: is like if they were to hire more like people to develop the game, like have like different divisions of teams to work on a certain feature, like my career or the showcase mode. Have teams do that, and then have like a director choose to correlate to make that game. And yeah, I just feel like they could definitely like go about it and just see where it leads on to like making a good wrestling game. Like, not saying Wwe 2K is bad or anything by any means, but I feel like they could just like this year, I just feel like it's very underwhelming. It's just seeing how they like marketed Wwe 2K20, because I mean, the past years we've seen like some info like beforehand. Like, usually we get this stuff like in August. Well, not this year actually. They just gave us the details the last minute. From what I've pretty much got throughout most of it, is like, I mean, like, they could have just at least told us straight up. And I mean, I understand they can't like show us like maybe like not so much footage, because let's say if they're just working on like the game itself already and they just need to make some improvements before the game releases, but at least acknowledge that to us for Twitter or Instagram or anything like that while the game is coming along. Like, don't be like quiet in the shadows for like 5 or 6 months when the game was announced, but no detail. Like, it's just crazy how that turned out for this year's game. But I can imagine like the idea of just making sure that like the game, like, make it better and make it popular for the fans to get it. And let's just hope that next year is just the year of Wwe 2K. And also, speaking of next year, with the PS5 coming up, I really do not think they should, I don't think they are gonna add Wwe 2K20 for PS5. I do not think so. Because of, I mean, I believe it's coming on holiday, 2021, correct? Like, because I believe they did mention that. Oh yeah, they kick out of that. Okay, let's see. I heard that they didn't add much, and they changed controls. Yeah, they did Flash. They actually did change the controls, but here's the worst thing about it. From what I've heard from some people, is that you cannot change the control system for this year's game. It's like they just changed the whole like control system, and according to them, they just want to make it better and fresh to new and fresh players, or just ones who have been playing the game overall. Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of trash they did it like that, and I feel like they could have done this. What have done is like add the feature just to let us change the controls, like for our own like purpose, like make it our own controls. Like, you know how in like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter have their own like ways to control and fight. Why not let us do that in this game? You know what I mean? It's just beyond crazy that you can't just change back to what you more used to, rather than just be like, huh? What am I gonna do with this controller, and how am I gonna play? I mean, yeah, we're gonna get used to it eventually, but it's just, I feel like just need like, they could have just added like a control system for us to make sure that like we could do like any combo we want, or like change a certain button that we're more comfortable with to make the game better. I mean, who knows? That could be a patch, like control configuration. But I feel like they just, I don't know, they're gonna add like new big features to like as patches, but I think Create a Championship was just like a last minute patch. That is how I would see it. But as for like the addition of new superstars coming in to the game, it's up in the air in the moment, because it's like we don't know much details with like we're gonna get more superstars for the game, because from getting the 5 that from this first pack that we pre-ordered for the game, it seems like there's just gonna be like maybe it's just one superstar for each pack, rather than just like usually a pack contains like 5 wrestlers throughout the game. But for some reason it's like there's just no detail to it as of yet. Besides like we're getting like a story mode or an additional story mode for the game. And we're just gonna figure out, or what I'm gonna figure out is like we're gonna like just see how 2K deals with the packs and see how it goes from there, because I can't give like a full detail of like how good it's gonna turn out. But I believe it is a cool addition nonetheless, just to have like the fantasy elements, like I mentioned before, like zombies and all that good stuff. Which, because from what I've seen, like they have a new like ability to like you could actually summon zombie hands from the ground and grab opponents, which I'll probably be using a lot, I'll admit that. And they even have an ability where like they could transform into metal, like the Silver Surfer from Marvel, something like that. And you get like invincibility for it, and I like elements like that. Like just have those kind of things and add that to the game. Let's see. I'm hesitant on buying the game, LOL. It seems a copy and paste to me. Yeah, for the most part, that's where most games are usually like doing nowadays. Like people would say the same for, and I can't really say that much about it because I don't play the game as much, and I'm talking about NBA 2K, and J-Man's played a lot of NBA 2K, and J-Man, do you think that, do you think they copy and paste NBA 2K, or is it just like, why do you just do differences?
I mean, the camps wise, they're proving, but basically it's like the NBA 2K19.5. It's not exactly a brand new game, but it's like working improvements. It's pretty much it. This game, I feel like the only difference with this game going to 2K20 of the NBA 2K19, because everybody says copy paste like the parts and like stuff like that. Gameplay movement is different. I can't say no because I played 2K. I played NBA 2K19 to 2K20, and gameplay movement is different. Mine is more motion. It's more player motion based. It's more slow paced than the previous one. I gotta play Wwe 2K20 to tell the difference if it's other than like graphics wise or scaling wise. I gotta play for myself how different it is, especially with new controls. So I can't really say, but it definitely is more. I'll say this: if you enjoy 2K19, I feel like you enjoy it. Somewhat enjoy Wwe 2K20 for the most part. What I've been hearing, but if you enjoy this game, then you probably enjoy this one. To be honest, there's some stuff missing, and I don't know. I can't really say. As a wrestling fan, as somebody that's plays games a lot over the years, especially to the end, because I play a lot of 2K15, you know, I'm on that game. But as I'm gonna buy the game, like I'm gonna buy the game because as content creator, I want to make videos in the game. Obviously, you know, like, I'm a wrestling fan. I'm gonna buy the game, but as what it is, I hope it gets better. And I hate that 2K20 basically another foundation, because you know recently it was basically put in a hard place. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel to be honest about the game right now. My mindset right now, because I'll be getting the game, but I won't be getting it at release. I'm gonna wait till like 2 days afterwards, because you know, financially and stuff like that. But all I gotta say is that I'm still excited for the game, even with I've been hearing so far. I do have some concerns, but I think that's normal.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But it's like I've been playing these games to God knows how long right now. I'm playing the wrestling games since 2007, I believe. I'm playing for a long time, so I don't know. Am I getting the game? Yeah, but how long I'm gonna play really depends. Majority of the time, either I play my career, make videos and that, or I just play online. So it depends. If I play with WWE this long, I'll play it to the very end, man.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just like normally just I always play like a dirty wrestling game all the time. It's just I don't know, like you would normally we just play and just enjoy the game really. And
Yeah.
then yeah.
This content wise, maybe it's not that much to. I don't know. I gotta see for myself because there's a lot of games coming out. Not only just series, but there's a lot of games coming out in general and wrestling. It's
Oh yeah, true. But yeah, I just really think like I mean the future official concepts, I think they might be able to pull it off for next year, I believe, but this year was just for them like it was just like quick and just they just want to get at least sold to the public. And I think this next year could be a lot better. I mean, who knows? And especially with the other wrestling game that's coming out with AEW, and I don't know if Ukes is even working with AEW. It could be their own wrestling game even. But yeah, okay. See what's the chat saying. I came at the right time. All aboard the whole train. Yeah. Crazy is that I don't think the Godfather is in next year's, or not, I should say this year's game, yeah. I don't think he's in this year's game. I think it's just his other alter ego, Papa Shango. Yeah, I think the Godfather was not in, but I did notice, actually, perfect time I did say this since Jamin is playing this character, No Way Jose. They actually have his conga line in 2K20.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, and one of the Godfather's hoses on is in that conga line actually. So I've noticed like they kind of took that model and put it on the conga line. So that kind of like threw me off there for a second when I saw that. Because on TV like he just has his conga line, but each game throughout then they never had his conga line, but this year's game they had for some reason. Finally, after all this time. But I will say that 2K... I'll say my crew's 2K20 just looks interesting for the most part. But I've been seeing the comments like for the graphics for the most part when it comes to the my crew for like the NPCs and all this stuff. Like they have high school bullies and all that. Like they're saying like PS2 graphics, GameCube graphics, yeah. I mean it's understandable to that point because they're not like probably not real life characters by any means. They probably didn't scan them and just they had to like build them from scratch. But I do see that they are just gonna have that. But I do think that I've seen some cutscenes about the My Crew and it's got interesting dialogue to it, but I guess you could say it's cringy to some people. But
No,
yeah,
I enjoy it.
but yeah, it's somewhat enjoyable, I could say, really. Like it was some weird moments at the time when I seen like the cutscenes. Like there was a scene where like one of the My Crew characters you create, the male creator, your male created character. Like in this year's game, by the way, they do have a male and female My Crew, but I think it's like combined at the same time. You get to like choose your path and depending on which created character you use. And one of the scenes shown like the male created character with his backpack like hanging out and stuff. It seemed off to some people and I kind of agree with that for the most part, but for the most part I wouldn't get like too like, I guess you say not too nitpicky with details like that. But it's just, I don't know. It could be just the fact that this is like a day one thing. if they could like patch it on for like future like updates and all that stuff. But I think they could definitely like manage just to patch up those kind of like fixes, like because I've been hearing like from a lot of Wwe 2K YouTubers, they have been saying that like the hit detection when you try to hit an opponent, they're saying it's off. Like legit, they're saying it's like they try to do like a drop kick, you run at them, you completely miss them. So I would expect those kind of patches to be on there, but as far as like adding like a new mode or anything like that, in terms of like GM mode, anything like that, I don't see that happening this year. But I mean, yeah, we just gotta like wait for 2K20, which is like a whole nother 12 months. Nope, gotcha. But yeah, the one feature that I did like for this year's game, besides the like the whole 2K originals like DLC that's coming up, is the addition of having a customizable weapons wheel, where you get to like have your own, like pretty much do essentially yours like reskins of some weapons we've had in the past, like the sledgehammer, the candlestick, the steel chair, and all that good stuff. And they've added other weapons too, like they've added a tombstone as a weapon. We gotta like unlock it to like use it. And they also added a book where like when you open it up, spirits and ghosts just fly out of the book and just kill your opponent. That's just, see, like that's the kind of stuff I like to see in 2K, as well as like have those features in it, but add like the big features that we all want, like the new match types I've mentioned, like the Inferno match, special guest referee matches, I Quit matches, Gauntlet matches, Lumberjack matches, War Games, which was a WCW match, but now it became like an NXT thing for matches. And I'm just surprised that match didn't make it in this year, because it's like the most recent thing you get to see nowadays when it comes to like match types. And hopefully next year they add like a bunch of matches. Like probably not gonna like guarantee it's gonna be like 10 matches. I'm gonna expect it to be like 3 to 5 new matches maybe, because I remember in 2K19 they've added like probably like 3 to 4 matches, I think. Like the 8-man tag stuff. I mean, that wasn't it was 2K18 they had that. And they've added like fatal 4-way tag matches, triple threat tag matches, fatal 5-ways. They had a lot for this year, but this year is just like one match and brawl backstage areas, which I think that's the best part of it, is like having new areas to fight in. Because I feel like we're just being like, I guess you could say we're kind of like metaphorically claustrophobic within the same backstage area we've been playing for years. And I think this year they kind of stepped through game with backstage areas, but the big problem I would say with backstage fights is that they're not as interactive to some degree. Like some areas have more interactivity than others. Like I think the most one is the cemetery map that they have added through 2K20. They've added like you can climb on the hearse. They have a broom and the book that I mentioned with the ghost flying out and all that good stuff. And I don't know why Godfather has that move. Never seen that. Okay, I have Taz, I've seen him do that. But yeah, I think they just need like something to keep it going, or just say like maybe like have 2K give us like a free patch or something that to at least satisfy us. Because I think although this wasn't the 2K's doing, back in the past, I think it was WWE 12. They THQ like gave us a free Kane skin, like Kane's mask attire, and it was like one of the last minutes of like patching WWE 12. They gave us just a free Kane attire, and for a reason, for no, well actually no reason, only really just to have it, I would assume. See, I want 2K to do that, just like give us like a free thing, just to kind of say like, hey, we're sorry, like we didn't add this much to the game this year because of debug changes that we had to go through, or just say like, I mean, yeah, just to give us like some form of like appreciation. Like, not saying that 32K doesn't appreciate us by any means in terms of like the fans or who've been playing 32K games for years or stuff, but it's just like have something to kind of like as like a backup plan or something. I don't know. That's how I would see it. What was another thing I wanted to mention? Oh yeah, I feel like this year's creation suite, although they haven't really given too much detail about it, I feel like they really maybe they didn't do too much for this year, besides like, because I did know that for 32K Originals, they did mention that they're gonna add like creative superstory parts and weapons and all this good stuff, but I'm kind of surprised they didn't add it to like the base game overall. It's like what comes to a shot to me at most, but according to them, they did mention that they had to like split things from scratch, so they probably didn't add too much, from what I'm guessing, based upon like what we've seen so far with 2K20. What's up, Godzilla fan? What's up? But yeah, like, with this new series that I'm about to do next year for January, I call it Wwe 2K Once, where I get to like express my wants for Day 2K, because I know there's people out there who give their own like thoughts on like what they would want most for a wrestling game or Day 2K games overall, because I have like compiled like a huge list of features that really need to be added to the game, like for like the match sets that I've mentioned in the past, the I Quit matches, special guest referee matches, all that good stuff, and then the types of wrestling moves that should be added, like for example, oh yeah, hold on, oh yeah, J-Man.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, let's go. Give me 1 second here. If I could get up real quick. So yeah, I'm about to show you all something real quick. Okay, hopefully the red doesn't count me out though yet. But oh yeah, that works. Yeah, I like that. Okay, Jaden, try to stand on the apron.
Okay. Oh,
like,
press stand. Oh, okay.
Yeah, right here, like that. So, oh, okay. So, the one feature that I would love to see for wrestling boots is have wrestling grapples from this, like, from the standing point right here. Like, why not let us, like, do grabs from this side? Like, the only thing you can do is just this. That's it. But I've seen, like, wrestling boots be done on the apron a lot. Like, the Twist of Fate. I don't know about pile drivers. I don't think they would add that to the game. Just because of... I mean, they do have pile drivers in the game, but it's just like... I don't know. Because I feel like they could really add moves like that. I just think they would go... If they want to just go far out and just add those kind of moves, I'll be all for it. Like, have those kind of moves, just like grapples on the apron or, what was it, corner barricade moves. Like, because I remember, one moment I remember was, Randy Orton doing a fight boot DDT off the barricade, or like Brock Lesnar doing the F5 to 3MB. Like he did an F5 with Heath Slater and broke his knee on the barricade. So it's like, I like to see those kind of moves in the game. It just makes a whole new, fresh game. But they did add something that was a new move to the game. Is like, I believe this is only for like mixed tag matches. I believe they call it dual moves, attack moves. But it's like point news or tag team point news. Get to do like hold up, let me change this real quick. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I think they, the new moves, I felt like they need like a big step up. Like, I mean, throughout the years we've had like new additional moves, but I mean, like, not only just do that, but just have new positions just to do the moves, just to make it feel different. And I like how they did with the new dual moves for mixed tag pointers. I don't know if they could do it for same gender tag teams. I don't think they do that. But it was pretty cool to see like your teammates are just doing the same move at the same time. Like, they both do like a suplex or a DDT or a powerbomb at the same time, just to like mimic or mirror the same movement as your partner. Which I think that was a good call on their part, because I didn't think about that as a thing, because I'm trying to think of it as like, how you can even do that in the game? Is like, I'm guessing it's like maybe it's an OMG moment, I presume. But I guess we'll have to see for 2K20 when that drops. And this is actually one of the wrestlers that many people are talking about for wanting 2K20, because there has been like a discrepancy for Leo Rush. Like, because on the roster page, when they were revealing like the roster itself, they had this person, they had his picture up on the website, but 2K for some reason removed him. And there's been a lot of questions of whether he's not like, if they were just meant to save him for like DLC, or he was just not to be a part of the game. So yeah, like with the 2K Originals pack, let's just hope that he's in the game though. But I'm not sure. But he's definitely one of the top people that stood out, and he actually won a championship this past week too. So I believe people are gonna be like crazed or not too pleased at the fact that he's not in the game as of right now. And there's a lot of people who are missing, so we'll just hope to see there's more for the roster. And one major outcry I've noticed is like the fact that the game is going to be like outdated for the most part. Is like they've added like a new stage set, new commentators, new personas, attire like changes. It's like, I mean, I can understand that sympathy for like having a very close updated game, but I mean, who knows? You don't expect it to happen, so I wouldn't blame 2K for that, because it's like, I mean, yeah, it just happened all of a sudden. But what caught me off guard is the fact that they were able to add the Fiend right away, because he barely did any matches or like any like things with it. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's Bray Wyatt after all. It's like, he's a wrestler that's been in the game for like the past couple of years as of late, and they were able to give him like the right attire that they have him currently using as of right now. He's only done like 2 matches, I believe, or like 3 or 4 if you count like off-air like matches. But I feel like that was a good take on how they were able just to add like small updates just to keep it a little updated as possible. They could like make the game very updated rather than just be too outdated. But it's like I said, who knows, like you don't expect like The Rock, I don't know, like for example The Rock, he let's just say he got like a new tattoo and all of a sudden the game comes out, he doesn't have the tattoo. Those are like small things I wouldn't get too pressed on when it comes to like updating the game, because it just happened all of a sudden. And I mean, hey, like we could do that through like we could even recreate it if you wanted to, like the attire, I don't know about the hairstyle and the look of it, which I hope they do that for like as a feature for create a superstore. I would love to see just have us like update like the hairstyle or add a beard to like a current superstore. Like imagine The Rock with a giant Bray Wyatt style beard. Like it's just, we need that kind of stuff in the game. Like that would just make the game more fun. Dropping love, bro. Okay. Thank you, Lazy Spade. Appreciate you dropping that. But yeah, there's just a lot of features that I just really feel like they could do. It's just, I know for a fact they're not gonna get like every feature we want, but just like get at least 5 to 10 new features in there, rather than just like have like 2 or 3 new features and then have like 2K focus on them. I'd rather have them just have like a division of people to focus on certain modes that we want, and then that way they have the equal amount of focus throughout the next couple of games. That's just how I would see it. Let's see. But yeah, actually, speaking of wrestling itself, I don't know if any of you have watched AEW, which is the brand new wrestling company that has been going on, and they have this thing called the Wednesday Night Wars, where it's like AEW against WWE's NXT, and I'm kind of curious, it's like, I don't know if any of you have watched NXT or AEW, but if any of you have seen it, what do y'all think about it? Because I think AEW is kind of doing their thing, I would say. And, I mean, NXT's been doing their job as of late, I would say. They're doing their thing. But with the new franchise coming up, and it's only been like 2 episodes so far, and I gotta say AEW is doing their thing, and especially with like, I think the biggest takeaway is probably Chris Jericho's newest stable, the Inner Circle. And I don't know, it's like, I like the concept of the team. I just feel like the team may have been put together out of random reason. I don't know, like, because I don't think anyone expected, like, I don't know if anyone knows this team, LEX. They're just like they were like a team in TNA and stuff, and now all of a sudden they're teaming with Chris Jericho. It's like, who would have thought that was the case? But I'll have to admit, I like the whole fact that they're doing their own story mode or storyline throughout the thing, because with creative, it's a different thing for AEW, because I don't believe AEW has like a legit creative as similar as WWE would, because from what I've been noticing, it's like I think it's been like freely being done by the wrestlers, whether they just want to do it out in the public and just do it their own way, which is I believe that's the goal, is like make it their own thing rather than just have it be forced down and be done by something that they don't like to do. I don't know. So that's a good thing for AEW, I would say, but not saying WWE is bad by all means, but it's just I kind of have to agree. It's just like they gotta just go with it, and then with AEW, it's just feels fresh at the moment. It's completely fresh and new. But once I get like into like maybe months on end with AEW, I'll be sure to like get a good idea of like how AEW is like progressing over WWE, or because I mean with WCW and WWE, that was a whole different thing. Because with this one, it's like AEW is a whole fresh new company that just happened, while WCW just had like to change their style all of a sudden. So that's a big comparative difference with AEW and WCW, because granted they're like both on the same channel, I think AEW might be able to somehow like come out of the way just to do their own way and make it way better than WWE as best they can. I'll still watch WWE. This is right now at the moment, it seems like in ratings AEW's just maybe taking up the story. I mean NXT just is starting to get there. I think it's getting there for sure. Well, actually it's always been like one of the best things though, without question. Like there's been a lot of great matches over the years, like Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, or Gargano. Those matches are probably the best matches so far, I would say, when it comes to like NXT. Now that the fact that NXT is being treated as like a third brand, rather than be just a developmental like area just like get called up to the company to be part of like hold up. Yep, missed it. But yeah, I feel like NXT and AEW are gonna do a lot of battles for sure, no question. But let's see if they could. I think they could top Raw and SmackDown for right now, because at the moment with the whole Fiend and Seth Rollins situation, I think that they just haven't like stepped up their game completely as of yet. Probably by like next year or so, we might see a big difference between the two. That's how I would see it.
Okay, alright, I think I might get off a little bit. I probably will get back on, but right now I got do stuff. But I will say this, my final thoughts on 2K20. No matter how rough it gets, I'm still find ways to enjoy the game. I understand that it sucks, because it basically is like the last game before like going to like the newer generation consoles. And and somewhat I had hope for this game, and somewhat I still do. I might give him up on this game because I'm too best already, man. It's too late to be fan for me personally. But yeah, man, I hope wrestling games will get better in the future, and I hope that whatever happens with this game, I can still find ways to enjoy it. I know I'm gonna have fun with my career. No, I'm gonna do showcase, gonna do stuff like that. But like for the life thing in this game, I do somewhat am concerned for, but we'll see.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
sure.
guys, thank you for having fancy. I'll talk to you later. Everybody else, peace out.
Alright, cool. Yeah. So that was J-Man. I highly suggest you check out his channel. And yeah, he does wrestling too. He does other games too. He does Naruto, he does Dragon Ball Z, various great games like that, so I really suggest you check them out. Highly suggest you do. What's up, AJ Diego? What's up? How's your day been going? But yeah, we were just talking about Wwe 2K20 for those who have came into the stream. And I gotta say, I have to agree with what Jamin just said though, is like, I really do think that, I mean, yeah, we're gonna try and enjoy Wwe 2K20 for now. As of right now, I think they are just, maybe they're lacking a couple things here and there, but for right now, we're just gonna have to stick with it until then, once 2K21 drops. But I really feel like they could definitely step up their game and like figure out like, because I feel like Wwe 2K20 just needs, I mean, granted there's a lot of great features like My Career and Showcase maybe, but I feel like there's a lot of things we need overall, like the match types, the roster, new gameplay or something like that. I just really feel like they could really step up the game and improve on just to make the game better. Because I mean, I can understand that visual concept just came in as of to become part of 2K's, or I should say Wwe 2K's development team. I really think they could definitely do it. It's just, right now this year it just seems like, how do we get to this point? Like, how do we just like all of a sudden like downgrade to, from what I've been noticing, like people are calling it like that. Let's see, I already have the 2K20. Yeah, me too. Like I've pre-ordered the SmackDown edition for Wwe 2K20 that I did buy. But yeah, I do like the fact that they've added like there's a lot of good features on there, I'll admit that. So let's actually recap the features that they have. So far they've gotten a reasonable, yet I don't know if it's going to be expandable, but I think it's going to be a decent My Career. I think it's going to be a lot better than last year. Not even saying that last year was bad by any means, but I felt like there was more they could have done. But it seems like this year they might have expanded it a little bit, maybe not too much, but I think it's going to be exciting just to play. Which next Tuesday, by the way, I am going to be playing that My Career itself, and maybe even get just to play with my friends online and see if online works with Wwe 2K at the moment. And I think 2K20 is going to do the thing, but maybe not enough to the point where it's like, hey, we don't have these things in there, or we don't have a specific person that's in the game, like Leo Rush, we don't have him yet. We don't have Walter, the Imperium. We don't have Flash Morgan Webster or Travis Banks. Who else is not in the game? And they actually removed a couple of people too. Like, there's a lot of legends missing. Like, hold up, actually. I can actually pull this up. So I believe they removed, I think did he have a, that's crazy they don't have a category for legends, but they removed some legends. They removed Alundra Blaze, which I understand, people don't use Alundra Blaze, so I understand that. But I think she would have stayed in anyways because of the whole women's revolution that's going on for this. I think that's been the main focus throughout Wwe 2K20, is just having their presence in more often than it normally would have been throughout 2K games, which I'm glad they're doing that, because at least we're kind of getting something out there for them. Like, because I mean, we got the mixed tag matches back, and I'm happy for that too, because it's like geez, where's that match at been? Like, we haven't seen that since like WWE 2K14. Like, we haven't seen that in a long time. That's like that took like 6 games just to have mixed tag back. Crazy to even think that, right? And there's just so many other matches that I feel like really need a big step up. And it's just, I don't know. Like, I really believe that with this series that's coming up, Wwe 2K20, which is a series that I'm going to be talking about, where I want the features, where I really think there should be some spots that could be really improved throughout WWE games in general. Like I said, the match types, the features, gameplay, and even, I think the biggest thing personally when it comes to gameplay itself is the fact that maybe there's not much interactivity with some areas. Like, why can't we like go, I mean, we could go out the crowd, but we can't go like all the way upstairs. Like, why is it blocked up? And it's just like, why can't we fight up there, you know? Like, why can't we fight on like concession stands or fight outside of the arena? Like, I mean, we do have some backstage areas like that, but what I mean is like for like, because I don't know if anyone has played like SmackDown Here Comes the Pain or SmackDown Shut Your Mouth or SmackDown Just Bring It for the PS2. Like, all those games had like a connected backstage area. I mean, yeah, we do technically have that, but there's less areas to like fight in terms of like going outside the arena, like walking out the door, or just going into like a train station or something, or a bigger. Yeah, we have a parking lot, but why can't we like drive the cars or like bash people into cars, like just break the glass into the window? Like, I mean, yeah, we could power on people on top of the car window, but I mean, like, shove their heads in front of the front door of the window, like those kind of things. I want to be able to be more interactive, which is have more freedom with the game, because I think that's the big thing that most people want for sure, is like have more freedom with wrestling games overall. It's like, because that was the best thing about it. It was fun, corny, wacky, arcadey, and that's what I loved about it. And I like to have some more real life situations that have happened on wrestling TV and be implemented into wrestling games in the future. Just why not have that, you know? Like, it's just insane to me to think that they would do that. Like, it's just insane they haven't gotten to that point to where like we can't just legitimately do all these kinds of things throughout the game. That just keeps me surprised, or actually just surprises me overall, just the fact that they haven't done that yet. But I really do think they could definitely figure this out. It's just like, it's just taking a lot of time, you know? It's like, where is this game? Like, where are we at this point? You know, this is like, not saying I'm not completely dissatisfied with the game by any means, because I'll still play 30 games throughout then, and of course some other wrestling games once they come out. But I do think that 2K20 can, well, better yet, maybe 2K21, WWE 2K22 or something like that. I think they could actually somehow manage to pull something off. But I think at the moment it just seems like, where did this all go? Like, what happened? That's just all I'm saying. But I mean, obviously I can't really say anything about it as of yet, because I have not played 2K20 as of yet, so I'll definitely stick to it, as obvious, as always. But I do like the fact they've had some unique stuff that we kind of wanted, like small features, like, because I have noticed that in the Hell in a Cell match, which, by the way, hold up, we're gonna do that actually. Let's do that while we're talking, so that way we could have something on here, so that we just don't have to see this, just be talking throughout like the screen and stuff. Actually, can I do random on this? Nope, I can't. But yeah, I just feel like 2K just needs to step up the game. That's all I'm saying. It's like, they just need to like continue, maybe like figure out a way to like organize things in a way, rather than just leave some stuff alone and save it to the next game. It's like really? We just gotta wait for another game just for new features? It's like, that's just crazy to me. It's just how that goes. Hold up. Maybe get let's do DX on this one. Alright, let's do... Okay, let's do Undisputed Era. Who else? I guess the Street Profits. Alright. Okay. So, wait. Did I just make my thing? I think I did something. But yeah. I just really feel like they just need to step up the game, and with this new series that I'm going to be doing, that's coming real soon, I think we are going to get something out of this. I'm pretty sure we're going to get something out of this, because I feel like with the Felbus, I feel like they're seeing us play it for sure. They're gonna see us play it just to get feedback and stuff. And hopefully, for next year's game, there's gotta be a lot of feedback, and there's gotta be a lot of things they gotta take from that feedback, and at least be put into 2K21, or even just future titles overall. Because I just really think they could really go for it. Like, how did we not have all these things in the game? Because I feel like a lot of things, in my honesty, I feel like for 2K20, I've seen like gameplay of it, and it seems like creation suite or creation modes where we get to like create superstores, create movesets, create entrances, create arenas, create a video, like all those things. I feel like this year they may have not, and obviously I've not played it, like I said. I feel like they may have not paid too much attention to creation suite, because yeah, granted, my crew did justice for like the female wrestlers who just got more focus on it. Like, I feel like they've really got a good thing going for that. But I feel like, here's how I see it. Like, I've mentioned already about this, is that like, have a division of creators or developers to focus on a certain mode. Like, have this team work on my crew, have this team work on showcase mode, have people work on the match types, or even just the creation suite. You know what I mean? It's just like, have a big division for that, so that way developers and the lead directors could say like, put this in, or just, hey, we approve of this and make it happen. You know, it's just, that's how I would see it. Because I feel like with them just hiring those people who just became a part of the team for 2K20, have more people. Like, because here's my suggestion: get the people who play NBA 2K20, or like get the people who created the games for NBA overall, because I have seen the gameplay of it. I just never played it myself, but I have seen some cool things about it, like the commentary. Like, for many years now, the commentary has been pretty much the same, as always. Like, why can't we have not only unique, realistic feel type of lines for video games? And I gotta understand that it's not like the real deal, is that like, we're just recording for a video game, we're not in the atmosphere of a wrestling game. Like, I get that, but I feel like they could somehow implement it somehow. I don't know. But I think that also, why not have more commentators, you know? Just not stick with one commentator team. Like, not just have Michael Cole, not just have Corey Graves and Byron Saxton all the time. Why not Mauro Ranallo, JBL, Beth Phoenix, Nigel McGuinness, Vic Joseph, Jeremy King Lawler? You know what I'm saying? Or Renee Young, you know? Like, why not have a bunch of those commentators in there? Like, I can imagine how many lines there would have to be, but I feel like they need some kind of way to, like, implement that stuff for the game. And I just feel like, hey, like, why can't we have more commentators in the game? You know, it's just, I feel like I'm hearing the same thing over and over again. Like, it feels repetitive. Like, I get that it's like, because from what I've noticed is, I mean, yeah, for new superstars that come in like Matt Riddle or Keith Lee, they would have to do new lines for them. That's obvious. But the thing is, they usually copy and paste like the same dialogue that was in previous games. It's just that crazy to me. It's like, how can he like just stick with that and not add these new features? You know, it's just like, how? How, Sway? How? And that just surprises me for this point. Like, why can't he do it? And it's just, overall, like, they're adding features like as a quick thing, just to add it. I think it's cool to get that. Oh, hold on, yo, give me 1 second. I think someone's at my door real quick. Alright, I'm back, yo. I'm back. But yeah, pretty much, I would just say, Wwe 2K, step up your game. That's just all I'm saying. Not saying they haven't stepped up the game with like my crew and everything else. I do appreciate that overall. I really appreciate that they are doing that just for us. But to have all these arcadey, wacky fantasy features like the zombies and all that good stuff, keep doing that. Keep adding the fantasy elements. Keep doing that because it makes the game feel kind of fun and something unique. But I feel like I do agree that gameplay-wise, it may need some tweaking or some fixes. I just really feel like they could do something about that, and I just feel like they could definitely do that. So hopefully once the series that I'm doing is just getting started with like having the chance to have just to add my insight or my perspective on like what I would want for the games and stuff and how it's gonna go down for that series is where I just speak on one topic and go deep into it, like just talk about like match types, like what I would want from it besides just not only new match types but like what can I improve for current matches like the Hell in a Cell or the Steel Cage matches, or just talk about like the creation suite and what modes need to be added or what can be tweaked about the existing modes we have already. Like create a superstore, we only have like we pretty much had the same exact like points, like we had the same hairstyles, we had the same beards, the same clothing styles. Like for some reason they didn't add too much for that. But I think 2K20, however, they did mention they were able to add like a way for us to unlock clothing points based upon like the DLC we're getting. And I think that's pretty cool that they did that because it kind of gives us a better way to do it. And I think they should do the same with WWE 2K Towers, because I love how they were able to add wrestling points to the game. But why not let us have it in the creation suite itself, so that way we can have it for our superstore for the future, you know? Like, I want to have like a superstore just to be unique, be different from the rest, you know? And I just really feel like, how did this happen? Like, how did we not have this? And there's just so many great features that I just want to talk about. And it's just, when that series comes up, I'll definitely let you know like what I would want from the game. And I just really feel like, yeah, it's just make it happen. I mean, they can't make every single detail happen. Just add more. You like add like 10 features, and then it'll be just fine. And then until the next game, we'll just wait for that, I guess. But I think they just need to do that and just go with it, you know? Hold on, my dog is like wanting me to let him out, so let me let him out real quick. But yeah, I just like to say this. It's just like, why do we not have this? You know, it's just how do we not have all these features for Day 2K overall? It's like, why is this not a thing? And I think a big thing I would love to see for Day 2K games is to look back on other previous wrestling games that we've had in the past. Like, look at Here Comes the Pain or WWE Day of Reckoning. Hold on. Speaking of that, let me pull out those games, just so I can tell you, like, what games I'm even, like, talking about. Because I have the games right here. So, hold up. Let me get them out right now for all of you. So that way you kind of get an idea of, like, what kind of games I'm trying to, like, take a glance at or, like, get the ideas from. Because I have a bunch of wrestling games. Ooh, and I almost dropped that. I literally almost dropped my game there. Didn't break, so good. Good. So there's a lot of wrestling games that I do have. I'm not gonna go too deep into them, but let's just hope you can see it actually, because I have a bunch that just coming to mind for like, because I feel like there's so many features they could add for the game, but look back at those games and just take some of those features and implement it throughout future games, you know? Just, why not do that? It's just, that's crazy to me. would just go to that length and not have it. Alright, so I got a stack of games right here. Not gonna go too deep in them like I said before. But so the first game I have right here is WWE Day of Reckoning 2. This game was cool. They got the graphics down on point for a game that came on the GameCube. And I gotta say, they had so many cool features in it. And one big feature that I liked about this game was the fact they had a great storyline for story mode, or my crew, for pretty much what that is really my crew. But they have voice acting, which we're pretty much getting, for sure, which I'm glad they did that. But I really think they have a lot more, I guess you could say, more experience in comparison to what we have today. That's how I would see it for this game. So that's one right there. Then we have the original Day of Reckoning, which had the same kind of deal as well. So, not gonna really go into it too much for that one. It's kind of the same deal with Day of Reckoning. We have WrestleMania 18. This game was okay. It may have not been the best game, but it was cool for what it was for its time, because you had the biggest superstars out there like Stone Cold Steve Austin, you had The Rock, you had Rob Van Dam, Chris Jericho, the Dudley Boys, the Hardys, Edge and Christian, the NWO, all those different things. Like, that was pretty cool. And also, one major thing I did like about this game especially is how the collision stuff they had in this game. Because it's like, how did they get the collision stuff to happen? It's like, whenever you do like a suplex on someone, you slam it, then another opponent that's like next to you gets hit and on contact. I would love to see that. It's like, we could do a suplex and we could hurt the other opponent that's next to you. That's one big feature I would love to see, is like a better collision detection. Is like, why not powerbomb your opponent into two other opponents that are like nearby and stuff? I think that would be really awesome. Because quite honestly, I just feel like they could do that. Because that was one big staple thing I liked about the past game, is like, you get to slam your opponent into another opponent. Like, have them get hit at the same time, because in these games you don't. It's like, whenever you're next to an opponent who's doing a suplex, and it looks like you're about to get hit, but for some reason, you're not getting hit at all. It's like, how? Like, how does that happen? Like, I mean, they're not gonna make everything realistic, I get that. But I feel like just need some realistic implements in there, along with the arcadey features we need. You know? That is how I would see it. Then what we have here is, hold up, actually, let's get a match going here, so that way we could kind of talk this through. Okay, 8-man tag. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, but yeah, I just really feel like I said, some of these features from like previous games really need to be a big note to look at. It's like, look upon the game and just see like what made the game the best thing, and then implement it into this year's game. And I just feel like they could do that. It's just, to me, I feel like they have the power in some kind of way to like make it happen for all of us, you know? Alright, let's make this happen. Hold up. Maybe get let's go with the Hardy Boys. Yeah. Jeff and Matt Hardy. Like, that's my favorite tag team of all time, the Hardy Boys. Like, they're awesome, as always. Let's go with... who do we go with for this one? Yeah, there we go. We got Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Let's go with, yeah, why not? Eric Rowan. We'll just do that. Okay. What about the McMahons? Let's just do that. Now, here's another thing that I do want to discuss about this. The face scans is one thing that I feel like they need to improve on. Like, a lot of good face scans are there, though, but there's just some just seem off. Like, I don't know, some legends like the Rock or Mr. McMahon. I don't know. Oh yeah, Kurt Angle. I think one big thing I don't like is like how they copy and paste the oldest face and put it on like a younger face or younger like body type. I don't know. Like I feel like they could just really like really just have some kind of maybe look upon like a photo or have like some kind of like technology or something to make them look young, you know, like don't make them look like they just came back for like a reunion or something like that. I mean, yeah, like I mean, I understand like Shawn Michaels, for example. Like I know there's people who wanted a bald Shawn Michaels, and they wanted like the past Shawn Michaels too. Like why not have multiple ways to do it? And I feel like create a superstory. They could have just let us have like the option to put like face paints on wrestlers we have in the game already. Add more facial hair, hairstyles, tattoos, clothing parts, or even have like a DHify like option. I don't know. I think that would be really nice. Is just make them less older, or just dye their hair back to like their younger days. I don't know. Something like that would be nice. I just feel like that would have been the case. But back to what I was saying with the games I was mentioning. This game, WWF Raw. This came out on the Xbox, I believe. Yeah, the Xbox. And this was actually before they became the WWE. Yeah, this was like a few months before it became the WWE, because I believe they changed the logo for this game. But what I liked about this game is, despite the graphics, I liked some of the features they had. Like, they were actually the first game to introduce, you know how like we have entrances for the game, and people like to interrupt the entrances, like jump them from behind or just jump at them while they're doing their entrance. This was the game that started it all, actually. This was the game that let us interfere with matches or do something like that. But I feel like they need to add more for that too, is like have more interruption features. Like, because I feel like what they could do is this. Maybe not just doing an entrance, but I feel like doing like, let's say a computer match. You watch the match, and then you get to pick your superstar that you want to see like interrupt the match. Like pick let's say for example, Triple H versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, and those are computer players you watch and fight. Then you press X, all of a sudden you pick your wrestler you want to interrupt the match, and then you have I don't know, The Rock come out and just beat the crap out of you, you know? I just love to see that as a thing, which is have an option or a way to like come out of the crowd, like just come and attack him, or just jump from underneath the ring and just get him. You know? That's how I would see it. But yeah, overall, that's how I would say it for that. I just think that just needs to be a thing for Wwe 2K. Let's see, what else we got? We got WrestleMania 21 for the Xbox. They had some cool stuff in here too, like they had some backstage areas you could fight in and stuff, like a gym or stuff like that. I think that was pretty cool. They had more unlockable ways to win some stuff. I think that was the cool thing about this one, so there's not too much I could say about this one. Let's see. What else we got? Here we go. SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. Yes. This was one of my favorites, actually. I really liked the game for its time. They had a lot of cool stuff, like the backstage areas. They had a lot of interactivity. The arcade style just seemed so smooth and unique. I really liked how they did this game. Like, they had so much you could do with storylines and stuff, and they had a season mode. Season mode is the, I guess the equivalent to My Crew, but the major difference to it is, like, you get to go throughout a story, but you get to select any superstar you get to use. Like, you get to use The Rock, you get to use, Edge, Kurt Angle, Ric Flair, Mr. McMahon, Hulk Hogan, Brock Lesnar, any wrestler, pretty much. Not like a few select wrestlers, like the entire roster you get to select. Yes, so that's one of the best things I liked about it. And also, it's just, I like how I don't know, I just felt like this one was a little bit faster in comparison to it. And I know that's not how, like, I don't know, I feel like they could at least maybe include a mode to where it's like, we can have like an arcade physics, to where it's like your body just flies everywhere, which is, you get to do some crazy stuff during that game. I don't know, this is how I would see it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just putting some random people in the team. That's all I'm doing. But, as I was saying, I really feel like there's just a lot, there's really a lot they could just add to the game. So they're not limited to options, it's just like how do we get to this point, you know? It's just, how do we get to a point to where, like, how can we not have these features? Like, how do we not have the moment to do a bunch of things that were more popular to do, like be able to drive a vehicle, or just be able to fight everywhere in the crowd, you know? It's just, don't have like invisible walls and stuff to restrict us. Like, this is, how does that happen? Like, how do we just get to that point, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of how I feel about WWE 2K20. And I just feel like how do we come to this point, you know? And yeah, this is how I see it. Yeah, so is there anything that you want to say, chat? Or is there anything that you feel like you may want to at least, or give me like an idea of what you would want for Day 2K, and then I'll definitely consider that for like a future series that I'll do, and that's me just talking about features that I would want for a game. So let's say like I want to talk about create a superstore, and I ask all of you just to say like what idea or what kind of feature you would want for that mode. You know, it's just like, I'll let you know about that once that happens. And I feel like, yeah, just, you would let me know like what kind of stuff that they should add for 2K games. And I guess when Day 2K20 shows up next Tuesday, I'll get more of an insight on it, so that way I could see like what needs to be added. You know, it's just, I'm gonna definitely check out Create Arena, because that was the one feature that I've noticed that people have less talked about. Because I feel like, because there's not that many people who are out there with the Create Arena like community, because I mean there's some out there for sure, because I've seen so many channels that do that, and I feel like they could have just done something about it, you know? I just really feel like they could have done so much with that. But yeah, I think we're about to end the stream here, y'all. Because I think this was a good talk, because I really think that there's just so much to do with 32K, and you let me know when, like, what ideas they want me to do for the channel too, is like, aside from WWE games, I do other stuff too besides that. Like, because I have started a new schedule where I, where I play or stream different games. So for Tuesdays, which is today by the way, we do a thing called Time to Play Tuesdays, where we get to play like any game really, or a game we just left on, which is a new game that just came out. Like Day 2K20, that's dropping next week, so that's an example right there. Or just a game that we left on, where we just left off pretty much for often. And then for Thursday, we get to do a game that is a fighting game, like Mortal Kombat or Super Smash Bros. Because I'm a big fan of Super Smash Bros. I am always a big fan of that game. I just love that game. Super Smash Bros. Is awesome. I like to play other fighting games too besides Super Smash Bros. Like Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, Tekken, Dead or Alive, Street Fighter, Killer Instinct, Def Jam Fight for New York, even. There's a lot of games like that. And yeah, I'm just turning around for no reason. So, turn back around. But, yeah, those are fighting games I usually do. And that's only a Thursday, so Fighting Thursdays I call it. So, Fighting Thursdays, it's always fighting games. Then, for Saturday, we have a thing called Nostalgia Madness. And that's when we get to play retro games, yes. So, I have plenty of games that are from the past. Like, PS3, the PS2, the PS1, GameCube, the Nintendo 64, the Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, the Sega Saturn maybe, and I'm going to try to find a Sega Dreamcast as well, because I found out that there's a bunch of stores nearby me that sell a bunch of classic games, and I'll be able to play them for y'all, so definitely stay tuned for that, and I want to figure out what kind of games we get to play and stuff, and you also are allowed to request some games as well. Yes, so you are allowed to request some games that I could play, because there's a lot of good games out there though. I'll admit, there's a lot of games out there that I wouldn't be really used to, because I'm used to like wrestling games, fighting games, and even Grand Theft Auto, for example, because those are some games I like to play as well, because Grand Theft Auto is cool, you know. There's a lot of games to get to do with it. So yeah, that's my schedule, dude. So Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So that's my stream schedule, and I think I re-updated it for the description. So yes. So yeah, for the description, it will say the schedule for everything that you need to know. So if you ever need to like find out what's going to be happening, check out the description, and then you'll see like the schedule for when I get on for streams. And I do upload some videos too, but the thing is, I don't have an exact date or a day whenever I get to upload videos. Like I said, the series I'm gonna do in the future, Wwe 2K20s, with the features that I've been mentioning throughout the stream, so forth. And there's a lot more than I have said already, because I made a list of things that I want to say for that. It's just talk about 2K20, which is not just 2K20 in general, but future WWE games. Like, what can they improve on from the past, or something like that, or what we want most, you know, and you let me know, like, what we would want for wrestling games, you know? Like, what do we need to make it happen, or what doesn't need to do to become a great wrestling game? Like, make WWE games great again. That's what I'm gonna call it. It's just make that a thing, you know? Make that happen. And as for other things I do besides wrestling, it's like I said, I do Super Smash Bros. And there's one other thing I like to do for that is I like to make these like crossover TV show intros, parodies. I like to do that. It's where like I get to cross over Super Smash Bros. Characters with a TV show intro. Like there was one I did in the past already, which was Johnny Bravo, but it has Captain Falcon role playing as Johnny Bravo. So if you want to check that out, that's on my channel. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. I'll be great to do that. So yeah. What's another thing that I need to say? But yeah, there's a lot of features I have in mind to, or better yet, just more ideas I like to bring upon for the channel. So I really would like for you opinions or ideas that I can have, because I have ideas. It's just I want to figure out what kind of way to implement it throughout the channel, so that way it feels like I don't just have to like randomly put it out and then just have it there, you know? I'd rather just be able to just to have it, like, have it not just only there, but just have it to have for its purpose. I don't know, like have something that I want to talk about and what I feel like should be expressed throughout the channel. I don't know, that's how it's here. And speaking of the channel, definitely subscribe to it. And also, I am going to make a Twitch channel as well, because I think when it comes to these like kind of discussions, I think I'll do that for Twitch, because I think that gets me like, I feel like that balances out my insight a bit more, and I might be able to do some discussions like this, in terms of like a live stream for YouTube, but I think that's gonna be saved for Twitter. Twitter. Twitch, I meant to say. Twitch. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. But I think that's what I need to talk about for what I need to say for Day 2K for right now. Because Wwe 2K20 is next week, and I hope that everyone enjoyed this little discussion about 2K games. And this is just for those who are big for 30 games like myself. And I think that this just needs to be said. Like, I just really think that a lot of this could be said for many things for wrestling games, and I bet they could do it. I just think they just need a final way just to do it, you know? But I'm out, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great night. When everyone's chilling, stuff like that. And I hope to see you all next time. So, yeah. So stay tuned for Thursday. I really hope you enjoyed it. So, we'll do discussions like this because I think this is really cool and I want to get it out there, you know? But, peace. Good night. And I'm out. Peace. See ya.